G'day everyone. Many people use a foam roller to alleviate themselves from mostly mid-thoracic or general back pain. Sometimes they use these things for peripheral pain, like in your arms and legs, etc. And today I thought I'd show you what my opinion is on the best foam roller to use for alleviating mid-thoracic or general back pain. And that is the duo balls from Black Roll. So I've got a big one here and a small one here, and I'm going to show you why I think they're good and how to use them. G'day, how's it going? Having a closer look at the spine, you can see that it is essentially just bony blocks sitting on top of each other, separated by an intervertebral disc. The discs are obviously very important. They've got a finite lifespan, and throughout life they degenerate. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. We compress these structures all day throughout the day, and particularly if you're a desk worker, we tend to end up slouching, which degenerates them even further, more so in the anterior aspect. But when it comes to foam rolling, what we don't want is to create shear stress. Shear stress is when these vertebrae would move this way. When we roll, what we're really trying to create is intersegmental extension. So you can see here, this is flexion, this is extension. The posterior aspect of the spine, or the back of your spine, is here, where you can see these spinal segments. They're known as the spinous processes. If you were to have a flat foam roller up against those, the pressure of your body against the foam roller into the ground is going to just push these forward that way. As I said, you want to try and encourage intersegmental extension. And that's why I think these duo balls are superior to a traditional foam roller, because the recess that exists through here doesn't place any pressure on those spinous processes. You can see here, as I fix the ball up against there, it can roll quite freely. Now, obviously the muscles have been resected here, but these 2 points on the ball would be resting on your erector spinae muscle, thereby serving as a massage type service to those structures, whilst, as I said, permitting free range of motion through the vertebra. So I'll show you how that all works now. Foam rollers come in 2 sizes, an 8cm and a 12cm diameter. Essentially, the smaller one is better for smaller people, and the bigger one's better for bigger people. Specifically though, the bigger one is going to be better for your mid-thoracics, which is around this region, and the smaller one will be better for your upper thoracics, sort of where the neck meets the shoulders. Now, everybody's a little different, so sometimes these won't be suitable at all for somebody, and vice versa. It really depends on how kyphotic you are, or how flat you are through your thoracic spine or your back in general, and what your symptoms are, of course. So what I'm getting at is that this one doesn't really work so well for me, but this one does. With me sort of craning over people working on a bench all day, I can get quite sort of stiff and sore through my mid-thoracic spine. So this one works well for me because I'm a taller guy. I'm about 6'2", and yeah, I need at least a 12cm clearance off the ground so that I can actually do some arching back and forth, making this work. So you'll see what I mean. The best way to do this, I think, is not to roll, but rather to pivot. So sit on the ground as I am doing now, get yourself into position, and you're just going to lie this block somewhere behind you and then arch back onto it here. Now, even in this position, sometimes you'll feel your back pop, which is fine. Literally, the pressure of me just holding myself in this position is causing some intersegmental extension and, yeah, maybe some pops. But what I tend to do is then I just momentarily lift my butt up off the ground and slide down right till I get to a point where I want to work in. And then I just do these sort of sit-up motions on top of it. So I'll put my hands by the side of my head, because I don't want to be pulling my neck forward like this, and I just pivot back and forth, and that's going to be creating that intersegmental extension. As I said, I'm supported by the balls through my erector spinae muscles, and the vertebra is free to move and not subject to shear stress. If I want to do a different level, lift my butt up, slide down, now I'm getting a higher level. If I want to do lower, I'll just shift up and go like so. Now, there might be a temptation to lift your butt up completely and roll up and down, okay? You can do that, but it's pretty intense. Remember, with a traditional flat foam roller, there's effectively more surface area, so it will be more comfortable from a rolling massage type perspective, but because of the lack of this recess, as I said, you're going to subject yourself to shear stress. So when you lift your butt up, as I just did then, it's really intense, is what I'm saying, and you might be able to tolerate it, but you have to be careful when you get to the lower part of your thoracic spine, into your lumbar spine, because the floating ribs are there, and it's a lot of pressure to put on your body, and I wouldn't recommend it. I'd really say to you, you're only operating in a very small range. Now, if you do have upper thoracic pain, you can use this one, and you use it the same way. So this time, I'll just slide down a bit here so you can see. Lie down on your back and put this here, and then you just arch back and forth like that. Might take some maneuvering. You can see here, like, I don't have a lot of clearance off the ground, so my head's hitting. So what you might want to do is, you might want to put a towel down underneath, something that just raises this a little bit to give you a bit more clearance off the ground. But yeah, being a bigger guy, the dimensions just don't work for me. If you're a petite female, for example, this might work better for you. You don't just have to use these for your back, of course. The good thing about these things is that they're incredibly versatile. I particularly like to use them as a tennis player for getting stuck into the forearms. And you can sort of twist your arm all the way through, applying varying degrees of pressure, through the arm. It's good for like golfers' elbow spots, in the forearms and tennis elbow, getting out the outside and the inside of your forearms. Getting back to the little one, you can use it up against a wall. Make sure it's a nice solid wall. Just sort of position it usually between the shoulder blades. I'll take my feet away from the wall and I'll just scroll up and down against the wall. The more I lean against it, the more it's going to help me. You can obviously use both of these for your legs as well. I'm not going to demonstrate because I'm not really in the right attire, but this recess fits in nicely to work through the Achilles. You can start at the Achilles and roll all the way up through the contour of your calves. And personally, I think again that trumps a flat foam roller. So it's tough for me these days to really think how a foam roller would be useful for much compared to these. The one exception would be the ITB, which requires a whole different technique for getting stuck into using a foam roller as well, which might be something for another video. So there you have it, folks. These are the two black roll duo ball foam rollers. They're very robust. They're made in Germany. It's a long-lasting product. I sell them at my practice. This one is $37. These are $49. It's the same price online. You might have to pay shipping for it. And please do send in your questions and queries, because I love fielding comments and the challenging things that people say about all this stuff. So thank you again for supporting the channel, and tell your friends, get them to subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that sort of stuff that you already know. Okay, thanks guys, see you later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, thanks mate, good on you.